Game 5. I want to see the Game 5. I want to see the round 11, of course. But I think Envy, they need to step it up.
All right, well, we are about to find out. Here we go. Rise Nation versus Team EnVyUs, kicking off for the main stage. CWL Birmingham casters, please take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Bryce-tacular. Joseph DeLuca, let's get into it. A battle of two powerhouses. You've got arguably the two best players in the game right now with Gunless and Slasher. They're about to duke it out. We want one hell of a series. And I know it took a little while. I know we filled for a bit, but here we go.
Yeah, off to a great start for Methods. You love to see that. He has that bar. A couple of go down for Team EnVyUs. Rise Nation able to get ventilation control, so a great start for them. Again, we talk about Valkyrie. Every single hill you can earn a ton of points, but here comes Team EnVyUs on the response.
Now, talking just about Envy, now we've seen them win this map a lot. They've been very, very strong here. I know we talk about the strength of the subs, but is that the biggest factor for them? Is that why they've been so good on this map?
Yeah, I think so. And you talk about flex players, like Classic can have a great impact on the map, just like Gunless. So you brought that player up. You brought up Classic. We'll see what he's able to do. Team EnVyUs, they're going to try and get these final 15 seconds, but we're going to head over towards that operations bunker. And if you look at that mini-map, Rise Nation have the spawns.
Well, they're set up. We'll see if they can hold. Temp is able to get a pick. We'll see if he can find any more kills behind it. Some nice shots there, but TJ able to trade it out with a grenade. You're going to have a 3-on-3 here. You see TJ spawning out, one player lagging behind a little bit for the Envy push. So this 3-on-3, which way is it going to go? Gunless and Looney, they strike first. One more to clean up. That Slasher in the back, and he's gone as well. So a nice hold here from Rise Nation to rack up early time on bunker.
Yeah, you can see Gunless was trying to get pushed out, but those grenades from Temp and Hoot, that stops him. So still trying to get full control of that hill. It's being contested pretty well by Envy. Hook jumps through that window, able to find one, make it two as well. Make it three. Can he find the fourth? Not able to. Gunless cleans him up, but that'll give Team EnVyUs a control.
You got to think, if Hook is playing like that, this series is going to be very, very interesting. But watching Methods now, bar in hand. He was watching the mid-alley. Swap over to Temp. Well, Methods, you're watching that lane. I'm behind you. Temp does a little bit of damage before dropping, but now with 15 seconds remaining in bunker, you'll see the early rotation going to be to Rise. They're trying to get set up for next. We'll see what Looney and company can do. A team kill actually comes in, so Methods is watching with that lane with a bar. So the player that just crossed, Classic probably wouldn't have got to this position if it wasn't for the team kill.
Yeah, exactly that. Gunless tries to throw a bit of a predictive nade, but not able to hit anyone except for his teammate. Now you have a pretty solid setup here for Rise Nation. The key player for me will be Looney. You can see he's floating through that middle of the map, but it seems like one player was able to find him. TJ helped, you know, get that kill on Classic. Just one Team EnVyUs player left. Hook, he's trying to wait for his teammates.
They're trying to flood on through. You see the fan right now from Rise Nation trying to spread it out and cover each side, but the lone person in the hardpoint gets hit by two. Methods, though, trying to trade it out as he picks up a couple of kills. A one-on-one on the hardpoint goes to Looney, so they'll get right back in control. And TJ and company start to push forward. He gets eyes on a couple there by the mid-tank. And now, just setting up. That's your teammate. Just give him a little kiss, and then he died.
Yeah, they're just trying to get set up towards that ventilation room. Not allow Team EnVyUs to get towards office. They're focusing on those rotations with just 15 seconds left. Watch that mini-map. 3 EnVyUs players are trying to push that elbow, trying to go towards that office. You can see Gunless, he's setting up for office. He has a few teammates as well, but Hook and Temp are able to pick up some kills.
And this is that big rally. Can you chain into from bunker to office and rack up some time? But Envy will be in first. Slasher going to be set up in position to try and make plays, but he gets dropped almost immediately. Hook still finding kills out in mid. The gunfight's going in the hard point. You've got two players here. Last one was Gunless from Rise to push, and now you've got to set up a bit of control, and it's kind of the race for the reinforcements to come in, Joe.
Yeah, it definitely is. In Temp, he gets control of ventilation, trying to get those cutoffs, able to find one on Methods, but Hook, he's just trying to, you know, watch that backside. Nice nade right there on the Slasher, but he has that bar with Hunker. Temp coming off spawn, but Looney able to find two. Should give them these last 30 seconds. Temp, he's going to make one more push, but you imagine Team EnVyUs just going to head over towards Smokestack.
Yeah, and with this hold, we're going to have all but a tie game when it comes down to it. So a back and forth battle thus far. Both teams showing their strengths. You know, I talked a little bit about Classic and how he was going to need to step up. Not the greatest start when you just talk about overall kills and interactions, sitting at 6 and 9, but he has spent a lot of time in the hard point. So he's got 60 seconds to go there, leading all players. And on the other side, it's the same kind of for Looney. You know, what does that tell you right now when you see really low interactions from Looney and Classic, but racking up, you know, that minute in the hard point?
They're just kind of hanging out, right? As long as they have spawns, they're not doing too much. They're sitting in the hill. They're letting their Slayers start to push up. They're doing their job. But that just depends if they have that spawn control. And look what Looney's doing. Looney's going all the way around. Method's able to find two. Nice shots with that bar. But there we go. The pinch is on. TJ's able to win one. Looney goes around, gets spawns, able to find Slasher. That's a great heads-up play from him.
Yep, and now you're able to get Methods into a position there to watch, you know, multiple angles, but it's Hook and Temp that are trying to make the plays. The collapse now coming in. the duo here of Hook and Temp flood on through, get the full clear. Last man, he's got the AR in hand, but not much he can do, and all his subs die around him, and he's stuck in that spot. But what a break there from the subs of Team EnVyUs.
I was just going to say, you can't allow that to happen if you're Rise Nation. Those two players just can't run on through and find kills like that. Gunless, it's his turn. Just 10 seconds left on this. Able to find one, the second as well on Hook and Temp. Then we're going to head towards ventilation where TJ's already set up. So a solid lead for Team Envy, 21 seconds, but we're going to head back towards that ventilation room.
And let's see, can we hop over to Gunless real quick, because he's got to be really close to streaks. I guess not. But he's got 5 kills in a row. I think he's very, very close to find him. He actually just dropped, so I'm not sure if he was actually able to tally anything on unless an assist came in or something. But now Envy going to be back inside here in ventilation. Set up to try and hold. You see the 4-man hit coming in now for Rise Nation. Temp going to go ahead and push this out. Finds the first kill. One going to push him from the left. Shot's a little bit off, and he's going to drop. But behind him, his team's still racking up some time.
They definitely are. And, of course, you have that side of the map that you want for Operations Bunker. But you don't want Team EnVyUs to get too big of a lead here. It was a great break by Classic to find 3 and get on in. But Looney, he pushes through that elbow and just trying to get them off this hill. He's having a great life, and well, he's going to have a nice little flank here on the slasher. Can he find any more? Temp in this room. Able to find, almost able to find another. That would have put him very close to streaks.
Yeah, another player there on Rise just dropping a little bit short. So some clutch kills coming in for Envy to stop them just short of streaks. Now look, one player spawns really far out. That's going to be Gunless. It's going to have to wrap back. So you have one player spawns out from Envy as well. So it's going to be another 3-on-3 situation here, trying to break into Operations Bunker. 2 kills come in for the Rise Nation side, make it 3. This is very similar to the first time through to this spot. Remember, 3-on-3 that Rise is able to hold.
I was just going to say, that sort of gunless spawn actually helped them.
It's like a late flank in a way.
Yeah, it was a late flank. Those players that were elbow, they don't expect them to be in that position. So Rise Nation, they wait for Gunless to come off spawn. And as you said, full control for Rise. Slasher trying to find a kill in this window. Not able to. Nice shots from Looney.
Looney just tagging people up. That nade, nice, right through the window. Bit of a Kobe there from Classic. Is he able to pick it up? But now it's going to be a one-on-one for some big time here. If he's able to win this, though, that's Gunless. That's like a 20-second game changer right there. If Temp's able to win it, gets the rest of that scrap time. But now they have to win it in rotation because 3 players are rotating out. Methods gets one. One ends up being a teammate, though, so Envy will be set up. So
I would say that could have got very scary.
Yeah, no, really could have.
So that team kill coming in from Methods helps out Team EnVyUs, and that was a huge risk that Temp took, going for that scrap time. Classic, nice shots onto there. Can he find a third? Looks like not able to. Methods shuts it down, but EnVyUs, they have control.
And you just got to talk about it. You know, some of the key players we talked about, TJ Haley needed to have a strong game. Classic needed to have a strong game. Classic, you know, very close to him in kills and interactions, but also has a minute 30 to go in the hard point. So certainly getting the edge of it now, but Rise Nation going to be in control. Plus, Gunless was able to pick up a couple of streaks, I believe, earlier in the game. So we'll see when those come into effect, most likely at Smokestack, but that's going to get scary. The more they build this lead, and the fact he has those streaks, that might be how they put away Envy.
I was just going to say, this is getting a little scary for Team EnVyUs. You feel like the Slayers on their side have slowed down a little bit, and the side for, you know, Rise Nation, Gunless, he's going on a couple of streaks. Methods is starting to get some nice kills. Just feels like the kill feed is a lot more red these past couple of hills.
I believe it's Rise Nation outslaying by 8 right now, so nothing too significant, but like you said, it's picked up big time for the Rise Nation side. Final couple seconds tick, and now let's rotate over to Office. Envy has to have a spectacular hold here. They absolutely have to. They can't be picked early or this game's going to be over.
Yeah, and they don't have the setup they want. The one sort of thing is Classic is going to come through that ventilation room. He is able to win that one on Looney. That may allow him to start that pinch, but Methods and crew are starting to go through the front. Temp and Classic, though, they win a couple of gunfights. There's just one player left. That's TJ. Can he find the second? No, Hook's there for the trade.
They need to keep holding here. This is everything right now for Envy. A solid hold puts them right back in this game. They lose this, and Rise Nation can nearly put it out of touch. But Envy's doing it right now. The hold remaining strong. It's a split spawn that comes in for Rise Nation. We'll see if they're ready for this, but the kill feed has been entirely blue.
Yeah, look at that. You're on a 7 spree. You talked about the slaying difference, and look at the score, right? It's so back and forth, so even in both of those categories. But the one thing is you do have Gunless with those streaks. Those could be so clutch on a hill like this.
Especially, I mean, if they had to break, but they don't. I mean, they gave up all this time to Office, obviously not intentionally, but they give up all this time, and now they're going to have to hold. You have the streaks to work with. Do you think about investing them in this hard point early on rotation, or you wait in case they break you?
I think you just wait and see, and then how you guys can hold. TJ not able to find one. Classic, that's a great bait and switch out of him. Methods, he's able to find Temp. Maybe Gunless is going to call that in. He isn't moving right now. Not sure if he's just locking down a position. But yeah, he's going to help Methods and Rise Nation. Only 25 seconds more till they win this game, but Team EnVyUs, they're making a push.
Here they come. The push is in. A couple kills go their way. Make it 3. One man here. It's going to be Looney. Looney gets 2 before being traded out.
There we go. There's Gunless with those streaks.
Here we come. This is going to be so big. Gets an assist on 1. Backs 2 away. At least allows Rise to get in position, right? You back him up, and now you're able to flood on through. So Rise right back into the hard point. EnVy's going to have to break a second time now.
Yeah, Rise Nation with that streaks, they get that set up as you said, and he still has a glide bomb if they need it. 17 more seconds, they can win right here. EnVy just have to contest for a couple more seconds. Looks like they might have done it. Slasher able to find a couple.
Slasher, that's huge.
This is huge though, right here. Hook, he's getting set up in ventilation. They know how important this is, and TJ's able to find him.
They go ahead and call on the streak.
There we go. There's that glide bomb, able to find 2 as well.
Only 11 more points needed. You need a flawless break here into ventilation. We'll see if they're able to cruise on through. Otherwise, Rise Nation going to take this first game. Gunless lining them up, all 4 dead, and that's your game 1. Rise Nation get it done down the stretch. Those streaks early in the game that Gunless was able to get proved crucial to basically, I mean, you don't win it on smokestacks, but you just about close it out there. Because if EnVy breaks that and he doesn't have that fighter pilot, that goes very, very differently.
Well, and I think the key play is he held on to the glide bomb, right? If he calls that in when they're trying to re-break smokestacks, they don't have that for that rotation of ventilation room. He's able to find 2. Those trades were starting to happen. They were going in EnVy's favor, and then, well, he ruins that for them. TJ's able to find the other 2. Puts that game away. And again, the scary thing for me is Gunless seems to find his footing. Right towards that second half of the game, he finishes +10. It felt like as soon as that happened, Rise Nation just took over.
Unbelievable stuff, and I think you see why this is a map that both these teams like to play. I mean, you see the power of both. That comes down to the wire. EnVy just a little bit short. Gunless and company, too much to handle. But now it's what, Search and Destroy London Docks, I believe, is what's going to be coming up next, because St. Marie was the game 5, correct?
Yeah, so London Docks, this is Team EnVyUs' pick. We talked about it a little bit in the pregame analysis. How many times have we watched them play this at the Pro League? This is their go-to. If they have to play a Search and Destroy, it's typically London Docks.
And EnVy is a team that, I swear in Search, they look lights out, or look like they're comms, or just like they're not talking to each other. It can be a complete unbelievable swing, and that's sort of been what's defined them recently. Shot of the EnVy boys now as they're trying to regroup, maybe trying to shake off what went wrong down the stretch there in that game. They almost made the run. I mean, when all those kills started to come in, they had, what, a 7 or 8 spree amongst them. I think I said right before that was, what, a +8 slaying differential for Rise. They get right back in it behind that little bit of a spree, but I just wonder how that would have played out if you didn't have the streaks for Gunless. Like, if you didn't have those streaks and they get that first break and hold it,
yeah,
who knows?
It could have changed everything. And again, that fighter pilot backed off Rise Nation, or Team EnVyUs allowed Rise Nation, you know, to get the setup that they wanted.
Yeah, I think that shows, that's one of those times there's a really good example of a streak use that doesn't get kills, but it's huge. It's just, like you said, it allows them to get into position. It actually allowed them to push all the way into the hard point behind that, despite the fact that I think he only hit 1 player for like a bullet and got the assist. Still, it did what it needed to. Don't always need kills behind them, just need to get people out of position. But there you see it. London Docks, followed by Arden Fortis CTF, which we said is one that we think heavily is, well, maybe not heavily, but it certainly favors Rise in our eyes. London Docks Hardpoint, which I think can go either way, and then to St. Marie. So how I guess, in the scope of the series, take a look at the maps, how crucial is that game 1 victory for Rise?
I think it's pretty crucial, but I also think this is more crucial for Team EnVyUs. This is their map pick. And again, we talked about it. If they want to really go on a run, they have to win Search and Destroys. They're respawn solid. You expect them to win one of the 3 at least.
You would think.
You would think so with the talent on this roster. Maybe Arden Forest isn't it, but maybe Game 4 is that London Docks hardpoint where they're able to take it to a Game 5, but they have to get there first. Big thing is for Team EnVyUs as well is they've gone on a couple of reverse sweeps at Atlanta. They're able to do it even when their backs are against the wall, but just imagine Rise Nation with a 2-0 lead. They're not going to choke that one.
You wouldn't think so. Remember, last time these two teams played in Atlanta, it went all the way to a Game 5. EnVy going to have to fight back here, and they were no strangers to that tournament coming back. You know, they dropped some Game 1s. They went down 0-2 in a couple of series, had to pull off a reverse sweep, had to fight back after a disappointing performance. They're a team that we've talked a lot about starting slow, this EnVy roster. I don't think they started slow there. They just lost the map.
Yeah, I think just there was just one transition of hills that went Rise Nation's way towards that, you know, that operations bunker and that storage bunker. When you're able to really have a setup for both of those, again, Gunless gets those streaks there. There's just a couple of plays, and I just felt like a couple of the gunfights that should have gone EnVy's way, where Classic and Hook and Temp were winning, just weren't.
Well, now taking a look to Search and Destroy, with London Docks coming up next. This is a map where typically when I've watched Rise Nation, TJ either takes over or struggles, because he flies. He plays very, very aggressive. I'm curious how EnVy's going to deal with that, because we know that TJ will hit stuff, sometimes by himself, and it either works out where he gets a first blood, makes a play, or he gets first blooded. Now, do you think with the fact that TJ hasn't had his best tournament right now, maybe in his head a little bit, maybe lacking confidence, we know he's struggled a little bit, does that change maybe how he plays his search? Do you think he still comes out with that same swagger?
No, he's going to play with that same swagger, and that's actually a great point that you bring up. London, Docks, and St. Marie. Throughout the Pro League, those were two that we always talked about TJ and his ability to move around the map, his ability to take over.
You're the first person that told me I made a great point, so I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, anything for you, Maven.
God, I love you.
But yeah, London Docks Search and Destroy game number 2. The game is loading on up. We'll see, though. You got to imagine if you're TJ, you're not having the best tournament, but look at the position you're in. So just try to find that swagger, try to take games over.
And even when we're not on his POV, just keep an eye on that number 5 on the minimap, because he will get very, very aggressive at times. You actually see, I think it's him and Methods hitting B. Look, can we actually hop over to...
Well, they're able to find Slasher as well.
Yeah, I think they push him out. I think they double nade him, I believe, as he's coming in through underground.
Gunless, though. Gunless in a bit of a dangerous position, especially after that first blood. He was pushing up towards that bomb site. Looney, though, able to find one on Hook. Almost able to find Classic, but nice shots out of Classic.
Very close. So now, 2 versus 2. TJ and Methods, they got that first pick on B. They wrap all the way through, and now coming in to make a play. They're able to catch Classic in the back, and now it's all going to be on Temp here to try and clutch. That's going to be bombed down right inside of window. Going to be tough to get to, obviously, so going to need to try to find the kills here if you're Temp. He's got a PPSH and the AR in hand, so obviously a little bit more versatility here with regards to the gunfights he can take.
But you can see both Arise players just sticking together. Methods, he's going to peek this. He's hitting wallbang. That's when TJ's going to peek. Back and forth. Great job to stay alive. But I imagine Methods was 1 or 2 bullets away from going down.
He had to be. It takes a while, obviously, when trying to get the wallbang. But it seemed like he had 6 or so hit markers there. Just needed a bit more. Methods drops to his belly quickly enough that he's able to survive. Because if he drops there, no damage should have been given to Temp. He's got a very good chance he can swap to the PPSH and be in a position to clutch that. He's behind the box. He already had picked up the bomb. He has a lot of opportunity to make a play, but good job there to at least close out that 2v1.
And I think the big thing is they know what Slasher does on this map. They know he loves the late flank B while his teammates go away. So they knew he was going to play those underground stairs. They timed their nades perfectly and find that first blood.
Well, on with TJ as he started out 2-0 in this one. Sees a nade come by. Looking to work mid here with a teammate. Just checking everything. He just saw Classic there at top water, so that's going to be difficult to obviously push here with that PPSH in hand. You've got what underground Methods is set up. They're just trying to look for a hole, maybe look for a pick right now in this defense from EnVy.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to work Classic. That's what it looks like. He's middle of those stairs, and he's got to be careful here. He's able to take some gunshots, but he has no help. Luckily, Temp's able to find Gunless, but TJ with that first blood on the Classic.
TJ spots another one. Gets away with his life. 3 versus 3, 45 seconds on the clock. Bomb is actually down inside a barrel, so nobody picking that up yet. He knows that Slasher. You know that's an AR in the back. Can't challenge that. Methods, though, does pick up another kill. Now, look at that number 8 on the minimap, too. It could prove crucial if Methods starts to get involved in the action. He should have a one-on-one here soon here with Slasher.
Hook may find one as well. Oh, no, that player, that was TJ, just gets away with his life. Some nice shots out of Hook, but Slasher, yeah, all the way in the back, has to deal with Methods. Looney maybe trying to plant that bomb, but he's not going to expect TJ to be in this corner.
And you think he'd have the information that they both pushed through, because you got vision on that, I think, from Hook, right? But not ready maybe for him to be tucked away in that corner so quickly.
Yeah, exactly that. Now a 1 versus 3 for Hook. Such a tough spot, and that's a great offensive round for Rise Nation. And again, just watching TJ play, right? He just seems so comfortable on that map, shoulder peeking. He's able to see Slasher in the back crane, able to get away with his life, and then Methods find Slasher in the back.
Well, there's a reason we highlighted him, right? Yeah. I think he's, 4-0 to kick this off, I believe. We'll take a look when we get back into it, but he's starting out very strong. Shot now of Gunless, the flex player for this team, widely considered or debated the best player in the game currently, looking to, maybe rebound from not the best start in pool play as an individual performance. Sorry, TJ is actually 5-0, so he had 2 in the first round, picks up 3 here. And look, they're doing the same thing. I think it's TJ and Methods hitting very quickly towards that B site and getting aggressive.
And once again, they know where where EnVy loves to play. They know where Slasher goes. They're trying to isolate him out. Slasher, though, he's pushed up towards this site. You have Temp in the back. Gunless just peeks that corner. Hook getting towards that bomb. What is he trying to do? It looks like he's trying to push up and try to find Gunless, but Gunless backs up behind that box.
Just trying to get angle. Gunless is going to be able to get in peak. And look at that, 500 points towards those streaks for TJ. Still yet to drop. A gunfight goes down. Looney able to win it. 2 players left. Make it 1. Temp now left by himself yet again.
Dude, I
he
just
will drop.
love that teamwork out of Rise Nation, man. It just felt like as soon as one peeks another angle, then another one pops out with the STG. They knew exactly what Team EnVyUs were going to do, and they shut it down towards that A push.
Well, it was a little bit different of a setup, I think, just based on I saw a similar push to the first round from TJ and Methods towards the B site, but I believe, at least on X-Ray, it looked like TJ had an STG in hand. So unless he picked it up, which I don't know where he would, no, that was before anyone dropped. So he had an STG in his hand that round.
So he's going to pick up that bomb. It looks like they're going to head towards that B site.
You've got 3 rounds and 3 kills for Envy.
Well, you have no rounds and 3 kills for Envy.
Well, sorry, it's been 3 rounds and they have 3 kills.
Gunless with another first blood. That is a big story. Yes, Temp has one, but that was immediately traded out. And look how aggressive they're getting up B. Well, they're going to bait some nades out. Gunless able to find one, but he gets taken down by Slasher. But once again, Methods finds Hook.
Classic. Just trying to find the angle here. You just don't want, you have to play aggressive here. You don't want TJ to get this plant down, because if he does, he gets streaks. Nice gunfight win. Will he catch TJ at the edge? Would have been a huge kill, but now even closer to streaks, but he still has to get the plant to pick him up. Slasher has an opportunity here. If he can take a gunfight, I know you're down 0-3. I know this round's not looking pretty, but you need to pick up TJ. There it is, able to get the kill. Oh, 1 bullet away from the clutch. The only saving grace is I believe he gets TJ just short of streaks. Because I think he was, what, 6-0.
I mean, if Looney doesn't have an STG, I mean, those are great shots out of Looney right there.
Ooh.
But if he doesn't have an STG in that position, Slasher saw both of those players. And that could have been a game-changing round for Team EnVyUs. They needed something. They needed a play like that to bring that momentum back their way.
Yeah, that's the type of like game-changing 1v2 that can absolutely get you going. They had, what, 3 kills going into that. They doubled it there, so much better round, but still fall short.
And it looks like they're trying to make some adjustments. They get away towards that A site. But Rise Nation, they call it, right? They call that play. You have 3 players towards this B site.
First gunfight, another first blood for Gunless. That's going to be 3 for him. It does get traded out pretty much immediately there. They're able to tag up the player on bomb. That's going to be Methods. TJ still holding the angle here with the A there. Slasher wants to try and get an angle, pop up and peek him.
Watch Looney. Yeah, Looney's on the flank as well. The other 2 players just need to wait for him. That's a great gunfight win by TJ. There's Methods as well. Slasher now once again left in a 1v2.
As he goes through Cole. Looney pushing up through underground, so they should have all the information in the world right now. As soon as Looney peeks this, they know he pushed through Cole and wrapped out. And they know they should know they have bomb on B. So with 30 seconds left, this is going to be so tough for Slasher.
Just don't know if he has enough time to play this the way he wants to. Yeah, especially now.
Oh, yeah. When you said that, I was like, maybe if he hits through mid-cut now, I don't know what they'll call this. I mean, just hoping he finds these 2 kills. But even if he got the first one, the other player can just run at this point. Well, with bomb right on B, I guess he could get the kill and go for the plant. Here's going to be the first gunfight at the edge. Not able to hit the bayonet, and that is 5-0 right now for Rise. Just smoking Envy right now in this game, too. And like you said, this is their pick.
And you said either Envy is great at search and destroy or they are abysmal. And right now, Rise Nation is just destroying them in every single round. They're getting those first bloods. They're counter-stratting the correct way. They know exactly what Envy's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's look easy for the most part, right? Like,
and I guess that's the thing. Envy, they play it so much. There's so much footage on them.
That's true. That's very true. But right now, you've got Temp and Hook combined at 2-10. TJ by himself is 8-1 on the other side of things. Now you see Looney is the bomb carrier, kind of by himself on that A site. Method's just seeing if maybe he can find a pick. He's got Temp to his right and one at mid-cut as well. Also inside a barrel, I think that's TJ that keeps peeking, trying to get an angle. Looney's got a little help now, but tagged through the wall. This could be the first round to Team EnVyUs. Will we see the 0-5 comeback?
Well, I was going to say, it's doable with that team kill for Gunless, 1-2. But it started with that first blood, and then they were able to find Methods. So Methods was trying to go on a late flame through that top B street as they pushed down low towards A. Just got his timing a little bit off. They were able to find him outside of Cole.
What was the 1 versus 5 comeback, or 1-5 was what, Unilad E6 earlier?
E6 in...
Unilad.
Yeah, Unilad.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so there's been, I don't think any 0-5s, but there has been a 1-5 comeback. It is 1-5 now, so maybe EnVy can pull off a miracle. The one good thing, you know, Gunless didn't get, or sorry, TJ didn't get those streaks. First blood does come in, but Looney answers basically immediately. Looney answers a second time as well.
Is there no smoke? Are you not going to smoke gate? Like, that is one of the basic strats, especially after you get that first blood.
No, they want them to have the line of sight, Joe.
Okay. At least you still have Slasher up, right? He's been sort of the one key component for EnVy. He's trying to find something, but look what Rise Nation are doing. This is how they respond. They just give it up. All three of them going through that offensive side. 2 through Cole, 1 through Underground. They're not going to give EnVy anything.
Yeah. EnVy, at the same time, have begun this early wrap over towards the A site, just looking for whatever information they can. They should be able to get bombed down. If they can get it down and at least get Classic with gun up for when the pressure comes.
Let's say they need to hurry up, though. I'd say Rise Nation's going to know that rotation's on. You should see all 3 arrows. They're starting to move towards this A site. Slasher's going to be the key guy now. Can he find someone? Might be able to find TJ. Great shots right there.
There's the first. The 2 players are going to be hitting Classic, though. Classic is going to be isolated by himself here. He's got to be careful. Needs to wait so Slasher can get an angle for him. Does he one-hop in, get some information, trying to back up so he doesn't get tagged on the wall. Knows Looney's pushing now. He has to be concerned about him hopping bomb. Now he gets vision on it. Nice shots there to pick it up. This would be a 2v3 clutch from Team EnVyUs and keep them alive. Last player, though, is Gunless. Oh, my God. Almost snaps and finishes it. But Classic able to get away with his life, and that should be enough time to clutch the round. My God, that had to be a bullet away from happening.
Yeah, I think if Classic misses that jump, he goes down, right? So that was great movement from Classic, but maybe a bit of an over-challenge right there with just 12 seconds left on the bomb.
A big 2v3. If you think back to the 1v2 with Slasher, he's like a bullet away from clutching that. It could be a lot closer, but EnVy still alive. That would have been sick stuff from Gunless. that would have been a flick. Just wow. And that is what he's capable of. Just needed one more. But speaking of one more, that's all Rise Nation need here to take the 2-0 advantage in this series. It's going to be a quick pressure towards B. TJ's flying. He's flying, and he might be able to catch one. Is Slasher going to be ready for it?
Yeah, it looks like Slasher's peeking back and forth. Now he has another player watching over him.
Well, now TJ got some information here. Wants a nade out and challenge. Love it from TJ and gets away.
Talk about his swagger on Search and Destroy. It's definitely there. That movement around that side, able to get the nade down. Gunless and Methods. They're able to find Slasher and Classic. Now who's left in a 1v4?
That's it. That is it. Rise. The 6-2 victory. And, you know, talked about TJ right before hopping into this. He was exceptional. I know there were a lot of great plays from Rise. The teamwork, you talked about it in a couple of the rounds, was impeccable. The way they were moving as a team, bait and switching, but what a performance there from the youngster, a guy that's been criticized a bit throughout the course of the weekend, just really stepped up in a big way.
He definitely did, and now you have a 2-0. Again, like Rise Nation, this completely changes their weekend. They didn't think they were getting a winners round 1. Here they are, and it's refreshed, right? They're looking so darn good right now. You're up 2-0 against Team EnVyUs in this series. You're going to an Ardennes Forest, and we've seen how great they can play on that one.
Yeah, what better way to maybe take the tilt away than to get blessed by the COD gods and suddenly be right back into things. And now a 2-0 edge over EnVy, looking to take this winner's bracket round 1 matchup. They see one more map, and like you mentioned, it's a strong one for them. It's CTF Ardennes Forest. Guys, we're going to get right into that after this quick break. Welcome back. Envy, Rise, winners bracket round 1 here at CWL Birmingham, and so far, all Rise. You know, a really close game. One though, 250 to 220. You saw the power of both these teams in hardpoint, but game 2, Joe, not much of that.
No, not at all. And that's what we talk about, the power of Rise Nation. They're just so good at every single game mode. That's why they are Atlanta champions.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can bring the repeat here. They were the heavy favorites coming in. They get blessed a little bit to find themselves in this position after the slow start to pool play, but they're here. Doesn't matter how you got here, you're here.
Yeah, exactly that. And now if they're able to get some momentum, they're able to go on another run, and looks like they're going to do it here so far. But we know Team EnVyUs has the potential to, you know, reverse sweep a team like Rise.
Well, they did it, they did it to Red once at the last event. They almost did it to Red again through the losers bracket. They pushed this Rise team to a game 5 at Atlanta. So they're no strangers to this spot. They start slow in series all the time. It's just this is a team that you think you can't do that. But if they can pull out this CTF, which we both favored Rise, it's possible.
It definitely is, and you go to a London Docks hardpoint. Both, you know, Envy is a very strong team. If Hook and Temp are able to step it up, you had a solid game number 1 from Classic. You know they can get fired up. You know they can heat up. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Shot of the Envy boys now as they're getting ready for this match. I mean, it doesn't all come down to this series. Obviously, they can make a loser's run, but you never want to start there, right? You want to get this first win under your belt, go into Sunday in winners bracket, not start starting losers on Sunday. But let's take a look at a matchup here. Who's in control? Methods, the main AR, statistically a phenom on the side of Rise Nation. On the other end, it's the young phenom, Hook. We've been looking for him to hit his true potential. I don't think he's got there yet, but the kid's a beast. And this segment of Who is in Control is brought to you by Legion, an FX original series in association with Marvel Television. The all-new season premieres Tuesday, April 3rd at 10 on FX. Check it out, watch it. It's a fantastic show. Everybody loves Marvel. Everybody loves Hook. It's going to be a great time.
It definitely is. Yeah, and again, when you talk about those two players, I mean, Hook runs a completely different role. He runs that SMG. He plays at a very fast pace. But yes, we've been waiting for it. Methods, our Atlanta MVP, had some ridiculous stats, especially in Search and Destroy. And 2 young guns, 2 young rising stars.
Yeah, well, Methods, yeah, he's a rising star now. He's been around for a while.
For a while.
Well, I guess Hook, you can say the same thing. I mean, he's not quite as long, but now is when he's finally having his chance. You know, turned 18 and here to show that he belongs with the best. But
how about this? Stars we expect to have here for a while.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Is that better for you?
I like it. How old is Methods? 21, 22?
No way. No, he's got to be 19 or 20.
Is he that young? God, I feel like he's been around forever, man. He looks like he's young, but I just thought I thought he was older. I don't know. All right. Well, okay. Well, let's talk a little bit though about the Ardent for CTF. You know, you had mentioned that we both said we think this favors Rise. Why is that specifically? That this has been a great map for them.
I think you look at the 2 ARs and Methods and Gunless, and again, then you have the playmakers in Looney and TJ. They're just the teamwork. We saw it in that Search and Destroy London Docks. They're able to put so much pressure on the map. And on the side of Team EnVyUs, the thing that worries me, you heard that listening against Heretics. There was a lot of internal problems. Yes, they won 4-0, but that last 90 seconds, they almost gave up 3 caps. They almost let Heretics back into the game. Just not sure they're on the level of Rise.
Well, here we go. Can Envy battle back and start the reverse sweep, or is Rise Nation going to close out this winner's round 1 matchup with a hot 3-0? And for Envy, I think one of the main things for me is we talk about this map in which typically the better team pulls it out. If you play mistake-free Call of Duty, you're going to get a victory here. But Envy, we know they do make mistakes. But early in this one, they've already got a touch. We'll see if they can make the clutch up and get the score here. Slasher, maybe shots a little bit high, and Method's able to 180 him.
Yeah, that was a huge kill as well by Methods. He's able to get a nade kill on the flag carrier, and then if Slasher trades that out, maybe that flag does get out. Now on the other side, you have Looney with the flag pull. He has a couple of players from Envy pushing towards that fire alley. He's basically stuck right now. This should be a return for Team EnVyUs. Yeah, Slasher's going to get that one, but you can already see the attack for Team EnVyUs. You have one player pushing through. That's Temp. What can he do? He's able to win one, and there's a nade from Classic. They're trying to get that flag out.
I think he got to the edge. He got to the edge. This should absolutely be a score. He does get dropped at the moment. How does he get killed? TJ, what is this nade that he hits to pick up 2 players? Envy still here, but there's 1 player left. Slasher gets gunned again, and it's done. What was that nade? I thought he was out.
I did
How's
too.
he get 2?
And again, there was another clutch play, just clutch plays from Rise Nation.
It could
Methods
be
was able
2-0
to find
Envy.
2.
It could be 2-0 Envy
It
right now.
definitely could, and they're just playing so much better. They're playing very fast right now. It seems they're always putting pressure on this Rise Nation team.
And if you start 2-0 from this side, you feel
You get
damn
streaks.
good about your chances. Yeah, you get some streaks behind it. It's 90 seconds into the game. But now look at this. The flood of Rise Nation on the counter. 3 kills in a row for Gunless. 3 for Methods as well. 1 lone man in the back on defense is going to be Slasher. Slasher's going to drop. That's going to be flag out. Now you've got a couple players spawning Bell that have to try and overextend. That's going to be on Timp and Hook to try and make a play. TJ's here to slow it down.
TJ, there we go. They're able to get TJ. Now they have to go. Can they find the flag carrier? No, they challenge. Methods and Gunless are still alive. Methods with another 2. He's on a 5 spree. Gunless on a 5 spree. This should be a 1-0 lead for Rise Nation. And what a turn of events.
Oh my God. And now if Gunless kills him, he's going to get streaks as well. What a play. So you have 2 streaks on Methods, 2 streaks on Gunless. Oh God, so what could have been a 2-0 Envy lead is now a Rise 1-0 lead with 2 players with streaks. That is like the most devastating possible outcome over those first 2.5 minutes here for Envy.
Yeah, Envy was playing so strong, and they're still going. Temp is on the attack. You have all 4 players here from Envy. He's able to find a second. A strong game for Temp, 7-4 on a 3 spree. What can he find? He's challenging TJ. Hook has his back. Methods, he's going to call in that glide bomb. He's able to find Temp, but that flag should still be out. Another glide bomb again. We talked about the strength of streaks.
The big thing, though, is at least you're getting them to invest all these, right?
Right.
You're likely not going to turn this into a score, as it's going to be Hook, the lone man, to make a play. You might actually get capped on, unless Hook is able to clutch up in the base. He's actually going to get cut down. The last man's going to be Timp. Timp has to make the play. The nade may connect on a Looney. It's going to back him up for a moment. He's by himself, though.
Yeah, he's going to have no help from teammates. Nice shots on the Methods, able to find him, but there's backup, and well, that spawn right next to him comes in.
Another score for Rise. You wish, I mean, perfect scenario there for Envy. Maybe you don't get a score, but you get 2 streaks out of Rise. But the fact that Rise uses streaks and not only stops the push, but then also gets a cap behind it. Again, it's like these situations that are coming in, it's like worst case scenario comes out for Envy.
Yeah, and you have to talk about the ARs of Rise Nation right now. 9-6 from Gunless, 10-5 from Methods. Looney doesn't even have a kill. We're 3.5 minutes in. He has a flag cap, but he's just been hanging out.
You have somebody 3-8 and somebody 0-5, and you have a 2-0 edge in CTF.
Both
What the hell is that?
Both have been counters for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, they've both been counter flags. Envy has done everything right, except for not staying alive in the correct positions.
And you've had, to be fair, some very clutch plays from Rise Nation.
Ridiculous
the grenade from
plays.
TJ, the 2 kills from Methods. It's a reason they're champions, right?
This is what we talked about. Sometimes when things are going right, they're going very right. Slasher, he's able to get a flag pull, but he gets cut down by Gunless's fighter pilot, and now a flag is getting pulled by Looney, but Hook shuts him down. So things have slowed down here just a little bit.
So you've got, what, 1 fighter pilot left and 1 artillery, I think, right? So
Yeah, so it's
you got a lot of
positive.
streaks out of it. Yeah,
one
that's,
positive.
that's the only thing I can look at. And the fact that you've had a lot of chances for Envy, if they can just clean it up a little bit, but that's what we talked about on this map. Like, yes. Mistakes,
I don't even know if you can.
Well, I'm saying mistakes can punish you on any map, but like this specifically, like you know, one like misplay in timing, one little scrub, one missed shot, like it can punish you so much on Arden Forest CTF.
The Slasher one, yeah, I'll give you that. That was a missed shot, but the TJ nade, there's literally nothing you can do about that. Like, how many times do we see nades get multiple kills, especially with Hunker and Armored?
Not that frequently.
No.
Not that frequently. Well, the final seconds will tick away. It's going to be a 2-0 edge for Rise. Absolutely not insurmountable, especially with the flop in size here. You're going to have Envy pushing towards bunker, so you know, a better opportunity maybe to make a counter, better opportunity to apply pressure. Like if they were pushing towards bunker with that pressure early on, I can almost guarantee they at least have 1 score.
Yep.
Like with how aggressive they were early.
Yeah, I think Hook's been having a great game. Temp's been having a great one. Those are those 2 sub players on Envy. They've put the pressure on Rise. See what they can do in the second half.
They need to win this opening break if you're Envy, and try to get some of those streaks out of Rise early. Get them out of their pocket. You've got a ton of time to work it with, and it's only a 2-score lead. TJ though should find. Oh well, get some shots in, but it shoots a little bit high there, so not able to finish it. 2 down now for either team coming off a respawn. Slasher is trying to play his life here as he's weak in a 1-on-1 with Methods. The main AR on main AR. And Slasher toys with him for a moment, but Methods wants none of it.
Yeah, and Methods is just going to play this cabin side. Well, that's a nice nade right there out of Hook. TJ starting to put pressure on through Ruins. He has some help from Looney. And well, he's the last guy left. And on the other side, you have Hook pushing up towards bunker. What can TJ do? He's trying to find a kill. Might have found a great time. He's going to try and get a flag away. Can he find one? That Slasher? No, not able to. That's a big gunfight win from Slasher.
On the other end, you have a one-on-one going on. Oh, well, Looney just won a one-on-one on Slasher.
Yeah,
so
EnVy has to go.
EnVy has to make a play. They either need to try and wrap back or get aggressive here and go in. Method's in the back. Somehow Method survived. Hook needed one more bullet but not able to finish it. And now you've got flag out on the other side. It's going to be Looney with it in hand. We'll get over to Looney, and that is going to be the third score and what could potentially be the dagger.
Oh, man, this is heartbreaking if you're EnVyUs. I mean, Gunless able to find two. They have EnVy pinched back in their base, but those first 2 minutes were all EnVy except for 2 plays. And that put Rise Nation up 2-0. TJ, he's going to find some spawn kills. Classic able to clean him up, but the pressure is on.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk and say the game 2 wasn't close, but game 1 was incredibly close, and this one, you know, the 3-0 scoreline right now doesn't really tell the whole story. Like, it could absolutely be flipped on its head if a couple scenarios break down a little bit differently, but the clutch factor from Rise Nation, the skill from Rise Nation, enough to make sure those moments go their way. And now you've got 3 minutes on the clock, 3 minutes to not take this hot 3-0 from Rise Nation. TJ, beam Slasher, finishes classic. The push from EnVy thwarted yet again.
Yeah, those are great shots from TJ. Able to find two. Not the third Hook, though. The last player alive for EnVy. Those teammates do spawn up towards cabin, so they will put some pressure on Rise Nation. Can he find anything? No. Once again, Gunless able to find two. He's 18 and 11. Methods, he finds the other two. He's 20 and 9. That duo so strong on this map.
Yeah, they've been absolutely unreal on this. Their ARs have totally locked it down, whether it's been sub or AR in hand. TJ's got another flag out. TJ wins 2 one-on-ones with flag in hand. He's got a lead blocker in Looney. Looney doesn't have to block anything because everyone's coming off respawn here from EnVy. That's going to be another score. You've got a chance to rally too. Look at that. You have number 8. Methods is still just waiting. There's the score. There's the pull. Method has it back in hand. This game's done. I mean, you have 2 minutes left, but they are just getting smashed now. Because now you're in desperation mode. We have to fly, fly, fly. You don't even worry about mistakes. You don't even worry about the smart play. You just got to go.
Now you have a stalemate. That's exactly what you want if you're Rise, right? Just waste time. You still have a ton of streaks on the side of Rise Nation. And yeah, a great series from them overall. The hard point, as we talked about, was pretty back and forth, but Search and Destroy and CTF, they just took over.
I mean, earlier it was crazy, but now they're just getting pummeled. It's just the combination of the 2 scores plus the streaks on 2 players. It doesn't get much worse than that. What's your biggest takeaway here from Rise? Like, are they back in that championship form that we expected them to be in?
Yeah, I think so. Again, they did have one big loss to E United early on in the tournament, but they still go 3-1 in their pool. It's not like they lost a couple of matches. Maybe it was just an off series, but I think it's great that you're seeing this form from TJ and Gunless. We talked about those 2 main players. If they play at the level we know they can, this team's so tough to beat.
Hook right now just running for his life. I was waiting for Looney to shoot him in the back, but Looney hasn't spotted him yet. There should be, there it is. There's the kill, there's the return, and that's going to be the 5th cap on the board now for Rise Nation. Method's on a 6 streak. He's 24 and 9. And I think this does it justice to what you and I talked about at the beginning of this. If there was one map, when I looked at the best of 5, this is the one. You were scared for EnVy. I think as a viewer, you see exactly why. There are 2 artilleries on the damn map.
Yeah, but great series from Rise Nation. They're going to advance to winners round 2. We'll see that tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow's going to be crazy, man. And obviously, we know what I'm not even sure what's going on. If any of the other, I don't know if the other winners round 1 matches have started.
FaZe and Splice are underway as well on Bravo stream. It's 1 game apiece.
Oh, hopefully, maybe Bryce, you can update us when
they're on CTF.
Back in action.
You don't know, Bryce?
Bryce, we're looking at you. You're supposed to give us knowledge. The players
all right, well, those
no longer playing as Looney's killing bots at this point. EnVy's checked out. Rise Nation. They get it done.